Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas. It's day 1 of December, so it's I've got to think it's Tuesday today. Oh gosh, I've lost track. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what day it is sometimes. They all seem to roll in together, don't they? Anyway, day 1 of Vlogmas, I decided to have a go at doing Vlogmas alongside other YouTubers, and basically from what I can gather, you record a snippet every day from the 1st to the 24th of December and pop them onto YouTube. So I've made a little list of all the things that I'd like to do, and today I'm going to start with a craft. Now I'm going to make one of these little hats, which is really cute, but really simple and easy to do. Now I can't claim credit for this little design. It's absolutely fantastic. I actually saw it on TikTok of all places, and I thought I definitely want to have a go. So here's the little hat, and what you do, you make a series of these and you string them all together, and you can have them as bunting. Or you can do like I've done and pop them on top of your ornaments and make them cozy. So what you're going to need, well, first of all, what you're going to need is a cup of tea in a Christmas mug, of course. And I have got today, I've got the Waitrose Duchy Organic in the mint, and it is very nice. I must say, if you're feeling a bit squidgy, is that a good word to use? You know, in the stomach, if things are feeling a little bit not so good, very good for sort of calming you down, refreshing, very good. I would highly recommend any mint tea. It doesn't have to be this particular one. Okay, so getting back to what we're going to do today, you need a piece of a toilet roll. So you get your toilet roll, and this can be about a centimetre and a half to 2 centimetres in width. So you need to cut a piece of that. You need some wool or yarn, whatever you like to call it. I've just used a plain old double knit wool for that. And you will need a pair of scissors, and you will also need something to measure. So, okay, we are going to now measure our wool into 30 centimetre strips. So I'm just going to measure one of those now. So 30 centimetres is about there. Now I only measure once, and then I cut all of my wool the same length from the first piece. So what you're going to do now is to cut yourself a good, I don't know, to get started, maybe a dozen strips of 30 centimetre strips of yarn. So here we go, and I just measure them against each other. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want them, you know, millimetres we can cope with, centimetres out maybe not. So as close as you can, and we'll get a good few of those cut now. This is so lovely to do. I actually did this at the weekend with my grandson, and he'll be 7 next week, and he coped quite well with it. He did get a bit bored in the end, but this is certainly something that a younger member of the family could do. Oh, I don't know how many I've got there, but around about a dozen. So I'm going to pop the wool to the side there. So, okay, we're going to take our little piece of toilet roll and get a piece of your wool, and we're going to fold it in half. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pop the loop up in the middle of the toilet roll to the top. Probably best if I show you that way. Then we're going to take the 2 ends and we're going to pop them through and pull them like so. There we go. Okay, so now what you're going to do, I'll do another one first. Take your wool, fold it in half, loop up through the middle and pop the tails through. There we go, and pull that down. So we're going to continue the whole way round our piece of toilet roll until it's full with the pieces of wool, and I'll meet you back there. So I thought I'd show you half the way through. There we go. It looks like either an octopus or a Father Christmas beard, it reminded me of. So yeah, so I'm going to continue all the way round now, and I'll meet you back at the starting line or finishing line, whichever the case may be. Okay, so I've come to the very last piece, and while I was doing this off camera, I did think to myself that actually, yes, it is a little bit laborious to do, but I think if you can sit and do it maybe while you're watching TV, put a nice Christmas film on or something like that, then, you know, you probably don't even know you're doing it. Or I'd also thought maybe you could use a chunky wool, because a chunky wool obviously will fill up so much quicker. Anyway, so there it is, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these ends and we're going to pop them through the middle and bring them up the other side. Now you can either do it in stages, or you can do it all in one go and just sort of pop them through. As long as they all go through, and maybe just give them a little bit of a little helping hand, because you want them to sit, you want the edge here to sit nice and flush, so you can just pop them through with your thumbs. That helps. So say you can do it in stages or pop the whole lot through. So if you can just go through and do all that, push them through to the other side. Takes a little bit doing. I was just sitting here thinking actually how excited I am to watch everybody else's Vlogmases. I know my daughter's going to do it, so I think she did think long and hard whether she'd have time with two small boys and a busy life to commit to it, but I think she's going to. So I'll leave a link to Shannon's channel below. If you haven't already seen Shannon, then, you know, go and take a look and yeah, see what she's up to, and my grandsons. There we go. So they're all the way through, and you can now see we're going to start getting the hat shape. So now what you want to do is get yourself a piece of yarn long enough to tie around the top, and then we can make the pom-pom. So yeah, just get them all nice and exactly how you want them. Pull a piece of wool through, and then we're going to secure them all together. So I'll lay that down. Concentration. Might be a bit high actually. You can fiddle with it and just get it to exactly where you want it. I think the key for me, I think, is getting these, I'm a bit OCD anyway, but getting these all nice and sort of laying as flat as you can. There we go, that looks better to me. And I won't do it quite so high this time. that looks so much better. There we go. So we're going to do that into a double knot. So make that nice and secure, keep it as tight as you can. There we go. All right, and you can trim those pieces down to the size of the pom-pom at the top, but the pom-pom is too large, so what we're going to do, we're going to trim that down to size. So you just get all your little bits and a good pair of scissors and trim it down. Now you can trim it down as much as you want, just bear in mind it's better to probably do it in stages, because you can trim more off but you can't put more back on. That's always a good thing to remember. You can be a little bit arty and make it a bit more, maybe sort of rounder. I've got quite a large pom-pom there, but there we go. I think you get the idea. So there is our little pom-pom hat, and I think they would look great if you did sort of string them all up together on a piece of twine or some ribbon, or you could even crochet a long chain and just hang them from there. And I will just say before I close off today that I started thinking about whether you might be able to put beads onto your wool coming up here, and how gorgeous would they look. Or even when it's finished, you could stick a few sequins along the front here and give it a bit of sparkle. Anyway, that was my first Vlogmas. I hope you liked it. Please give me a like if you did. I'd love to hear comments. If you make some of these, I'd love to hear what you do with them, what colours you do, and whether you do put any beads on or anything like that. Also, if you do have a go with chunky wool, please let me know how you get on. Okay, if you like my channel, please subscribe. It certainly helps. I love to keep doing what I'm doing, and you know, it just proves to me that somebody's out there watching and they like it. So thank you very much in advance. I'm going to sign off for day one of Vlogmas, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Happy hat making. Bye.